Hello and welcome back to the Annuity Show. I'm your host for today, Betsy Hume. I am joined again by the lovely and incredibly knowledgeable Ms. Elise Roberts. We're here for episode 3. Here's my first question here. Are there income guarantees on all annuity types?
Well, I will tell you this. All annuities offer as a form of income.
Okay.
And an income annuity is set up as an income pretty much for life.
Right.
But there are annuities. If you have an annuity of any kind, you could turn it into income. So that's part of what an annuity is, yes.
Okay.
So the big picture answer is yes. But let's say you have a fixed annuity and you're getting a certain rate. That's not an income plan. So to get income from that plan, they turned the amount of money left in it into an annuity and give you choices of how you'll take it.
Okay.
So there's no way to actually grow it more, make more once you turn it on.
Oh.
So there's a negative because now you have a check based on only the money you had left.
Right.
They calculate it based on your life expectancy. So they use your age and then they just start spitting you that check. And if you chose, we talked about this a while ago, this is where you could have chosen that life straight life or life only.
Uh-huh.
And if you die and you choose life only to get the biggest check, because that's what it is, and you die 2 days later, that money's gone.
Wow.
So that's a negative. So yes, they all offer income, but you want to make sure that if you're looking for income, you do an annuity that is an income annuity, not just a regular one that you have that you could turn it into an annuity or
Right.
into blah, blah, blah. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
So not just an annuity that you can turn on and make it an income annuity when it's not really designed for that.
Right.
So then they work different. And again, when we meet, I promise I will make sure everyone knows all the details, the ins and outs, and making sure they get the right one.
Yes.
Because this is key. There's just a lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts, and as we talked about in previous episodes, a lot of evolving parts, right? Like the information that we have on annuities today might be very different in 1 year time, in 2 years time. As you said, it changed a lot about 3 years ago, you were saying in the last episode.
Yeah.
So it's really important, I think, to have a specialist that really has their finger on the pulse and is keeping track of all of these moving and evolving parts in annuities. What are some of the risks that are associated with the variable annuity? Because that was the most risky one, right? I'm remembering right.
And
Good student.
Good student, yes. If you're listening, you're paying attention.
I am.
So, and it's the most risky because of what we talked about. The market, it's actually your money's in the market.
Right.
So you put your money in a variable annuity. What does variable mean? Up
It
and
varies.
down. So you can make a lot of money in a variable annuity, but you can lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cost for that risk, which makes no sense to me in most cases.
Right.
But there are some cases, I've seen some, and when someone comes in, has one, and we do that phone call and we find out the details, and I say, wow, you should keep this.
Yeah.
And this is why. So there's instances that happens. But the variable annuity has such high risks that you're actually in the market. So why not, if you really just want to take that risk, why not just leave your money in the market and remove some of the cost? Because instead of paying 3 to 6%, which most of them are, and they average around high threes, but I've seen them as high as 6.1.
Wow.
I saw that last year. I couldn't believe it. It was in a variable annuity with all of the cost and all of the riders they had, 6.1%. So, and another thing about annuities, the death benefit and the income values, they matter. What do they do? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes the death benefit can be bigger because you have a rider, and sometimes you pay for that. Like with a variable, you would pay for that. With some of the fixed index, you don't even pay for that. And so you get a bigger death benefit if you happen to pass early. And sometimes it makes sense to have the death benefit be the same as the income value. A lot of annuities, they're two different numbers. If somebody dies, they're not getting the income value. They're getting this other value over here.
Oh, interesting.
And that money's going down by all that cost in that variable annuity.
Right.
So it's important to know why you're doing which annuity and why variables are, for the most part, risky and costly. And again, I won't say every one of them because I've seen some really good ones.
Right.
And when I see those, I will tell people that you should keep this. Here's why.
Yeah.
And there may be reasons where they need to get out of it, but those are personal reasons.
Uh-huh. So you mentioned the stock market. How does the stock market affect the other different types of annuities?
So the fixed annuity, it wouldn't affect at all.
At all, right?
No, because that's a fixed rate. It's like a CD.
Okay.
The fixed index, the way it works, we know how the variable works.
Uh-huh.
Market goes up, it goes up. Market goes down, it goes down.
Right.
So you can lose money. Then you have to wait for the market to come back to get your money back.
Right.
And you're still paying those fees. The fixed indexed, it follows the market. So there's the difference. It's not in the market. It
Right.
follows the market.
Okay.
So you get to look at each year the indexes you choose, and there's a suite of options with each company. They're all different. So sometimes you pick a company based on some of that, the indexes and the choices. And when the market goes up, you make money. When the market goes down, you don't lose any money.
Oh, wow.
But you don't get all the gains. So when I say when the market goes up, your account goes up, the market might do 15%, you might get 6.
Oh, okay.
You might get 10. But depending on how we structure things.
I see. That makes sense, because I was going to say, if it goes up as much as the market goes up, why would anyone ever do anything other than a fixed index?
Because you're
that
not
seems-
getting all the gains
Yes.
for the benefit of not taking any losses.
Exactly. Again, the good and the bad, the counterbalances that we've talked about several times, because it's all so complicated.
But this is why we do it this way, so that we're repeating ourselves on purpose.
Yes.
Because this gives everyone another side or another angle or another view of each annuity.
Yeah.
And how they work.
Yeah, and the more we talk about it, the more it makes sense and it becomes comprehensible and digestible, as I keep
Yes.
saying. It becomes easy to wrap your brain around. We do have to take another quick commercial break. Before we do, I want to encourage you again to reach out to this annuity specialist. You can call her at 888-526-4184. If you're in the Florida area, you can scan the QR code on your screen to see if you qualify for one of her VIP dinner events. As I said, I've been. It was quite a lot of fun and very educational. It made me want to learn even more. If you want to learn even more, when you reach out today, we'll give you a copy of A Journey to Financial Security. It's a book that breaks down everything we're talking about. It's physical. You can touch it. You can consult it whenever you want to refresh your mind on this very intensely complex subject of annuities. But whatever you do, make sure you come right back. Don't go away, because we will be right back on The Annuity Show.